So here we go. It's Anthony Lefieux up against Frank Adramang. And LeFou wins the tip, and he wins it pretty aggressively back to Ja'Cory Smith. He got to be careful, he keeps it in bounds, but this game is now underway. Scorebug is live, and the Tri-City Tide coming to the island of Newfoundland for the first time. The other way. Good ball movement here from the Tide. It's a Neal for three. Won't get it to go. Here's Dedric Boyd going back down the other way for Ja'Cory Smith. Smith, the one-hand floater is good underneath the basket. Ja'Cory Smith, his first couple of points of the game.
Ja'Cory Smith adding 2 to Newfoundland's 3, so it is now 5-0. However, there's a lot more than average 0-point plays going both ways to start this game, but there's another 2. This time for the Tri-City Tide.
Here's Myricks. Up off the glass, and it's in.
It's super early, but these are super important shots. If he gets both of them, which he does not, it would have been a one-possession lead gain potential for the Tri-City Tide, but now they're 2 points back, so on a normal play, they're only going to tie it, and that feeling of leading or not can make all the difference.
Myricks pulling up for Kwame Gibson. Q, what a three there. Stephen Earls will pull up for a 2 off the high glass, but it won't go for him. It's a little bit under halfway into this first quarter, excuse me, it's going to go the opposite way now. Stolen by Stephen Earls, and here comes Dedric Boyd down the other way. Dedric Boyd, one-hand slam! Dedric Boyd!
Boy, oh boy, is Dedric Boyd. What a slam dunkaroo from the high-scoring points getter himself.
Off the mark, the Tri-City Tide 3. Here comes Dedric Boyd taking matters into his own hands once again. Driving, goes up, foul called. Dedric Boyd going to get 2 free throws for his troubles. He has taken over here now. He looks mean coming out of that break. At RoguesFan200 saying go Rogues, and at RoguesFan Boyd saying dunk it Boyd. I wonder who at RoguesFan Boyd is cheering for. Dedric Boyd goes up, floater is in. Another 2 points on the board for Dedric. At RoguesFan Boyd in the chat saying he's my son. Well, there's the connection. Up go the Tide. That's an impressive take over Ja'Cory Smith-Haynes with a good finish there. Rogues taking it down the other end. Here's Tarkus Ferguson. Driving and spinning, and only find Grady Kanku, who will go up, take the pass from Ja'Cory Smith. Another great team play by the Rogues to break down the Tide. That's the difference between a seasoned, well-oiled machine and a team that is just getting their start here.
It's true. I'm curious if Tri-City's going to begin the...
Oh, wow, that spinning fadeaway. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan, but my goodness, what a shot there from Kyler Haynes.
I needed to be cut off that time. That was a beautiful work of art. But I was just saying Tri-City may be charging up and saving their action for later as this team begins to build some chemistry, although it is a close game already.
Boyd having that one knocked out of bounds, but it went off a Rogue player last. Here's Q. Taking the switch there now on Ja'Cory Smith. Dedric Boyd stealing that one. Now will drive up the court himself. Takes it. Rejected at the rim. Great stop there by the Tide. That's Christian Ndiaye. The 3 is good now in transition for Gibson, the Bahamas native, nailing that one from the capital of the Bahamas, Nassau.
Team names are of an area larger than a city. Newfoundland being named for half of a province, and the Tri-City Tide, of course, being named after 3 separate cities.
3 ball is good. That one is absolute money there from Q Gibson. Is a familiar face to some local basketball fans here. May remember him from his stints with a different team from the New Brunswick area in a different league. As Tarkus Ferguson nails that finish underneath the basket. Goes up off the glass and in is good for DeQuan Caskar. Neal. Handing it off. Pulling up now is Neal. Gets it to go. Grady Kanku will take it the other way now for the Rogues. It's a tie game, 26-26. A bit of a low-scoring, low event game in terms of what's on the board right now, but certainly been fast-paced action. Miles Roper nailing the three. Right, it's Brandon Neal. What will he do? He's got 4 points already tonight. He's been on the ball a lot so far. And once again up against Cameron Wilbon, taking that screen. Excellent. Great ball movement from the Tri-City Tide. Finished off there by Kyler Haynes.
Haynes finding the hole in the Rogues' defense armor. As you can see, they were at a stalemate for a long while there.
David Jason getting it up off the glass and in for 2 more points for number 3 on the Rogues. The Rogues, so far in the second quarter, have started to run away with things a little bit. 36-29. By all means, not a done deal. Miles Roper taking it with a 2-hand slam and transition. Gibson finding Roper. Excuse me, that was Wilbon finding Roper. That was a silky attempt from Miles Roper. A little bit of jelly underneath the basket, but wouldn't get it to go. Pulling up his cue, and oh, well, Grady Kanku just put it into his own basket.
He did. That's a rare sight on the basketball court, but as Grady jumped up, attempting to collect that defensive rebound right after a fantastic defensive possession for the Rogues, forcing Tri-State to go for the three-pointer.
Excellent play to make up for it. Grady, as he drives in, finds the trailing Anthony LeFew for the layup underneath the basket. Two-handed slam down. It felt like in the first 20 games of the year here at the Mary Brown Center, we couldn't buy a dunk. Now we have so many in a row. Up against LeFew, and it's off for Gibson, but the rebound is put back and in by Brandon Neal. Another steal. It'll go the other way for Myrick. Impressive stuff from the Tide to turn it over, get some more points back on the board here. Coach Gaines not liking what he's seen. He's going to call a timeout. All in the spirit of the game. Tarkus Ferguson will find Dedric Boyd. Pulling up for the mid-range. That one's money for DB.
11.
It does indeed. Dedric Boyd's also got 5 rebounds to his name. Is this the night where we see, wow, what a rejection there from Ndiaye, shutting me up. The Tide going to take it the other way. Up goes Kyler Haynes.
Specifically because he's a big threat. He's a scary guy. It's often easy to let a couple other members of the Newfoundland Rogues slip through the cracks while Big Tark is distracting you.
3 is up, and it's down for Kyler Haynes. 14 points leading all scorers.
He's going to pass it off to one of his teammates. It's Brandon Neal. Hands it off. The three-point attempt is up high and good from Kyler Haynes, who extends his lead, leading the entire game with now 19 points on the night. Tarkus Ferguson, 16, dribbling. Passes it over. And that three-point attempt is fantastic for Anthony LeFew. Kyler Haynes with the ball. Hands it off. I believe that's Brandon Neal. Back to Haynes under the net. Up and in. 2 points for the Tide.
He's going to take it now the other way. 3 is well off the mark there from Kyler Haynes, who, as leading all scorers so far in this game, you wouldn't expect him to airball one like that. Here's Ja'Cory Smith to Kevin Bridgewater's 4-3, knocking it down. There's the first points of the game for Kevin Bridgewaters.
He's got the ball again, defended by Tarkus Ferguson. Dribbling around, looking for the pass. He hands it off to Hugh Gibson. No time or space being allotted to the Tri-City Tide at all. Impenetrable defense.
Stepping aside, Q nails it at the buzzer right at the end of the shot clock. He had to make that one count, and he does. Hugh Gibson into Tri-City possession, I should say.
Expressing his emotions there, taking it out on the basketball net supports. That three-point attempt doesn't go for Tri-City, but the rebound is collected, and it's good. That's 2 points for Kyler Haynes.
Is it Moncton? Is it Dieppe? Or is it Riverview? Grady Canku finding Miles Roper for three in front of the Rogues bench. Miles Roper.
Hugh Gibson inbounding.
Here's DeMonte Nelson. Up, and it's good over David Jason. So DeMonte Nelson getting his first 2 points of the game. It's only him and Ndai who are the two players on the Tide who had yet to score. Nelson breaking that duck there. Here's Grady Canku driving up, one hand take off the glass. Impressive stuff from Grady Canku. 16-point lead for the Rogues. Can Grady Canku expand on that? Yes, he will. And one for Grady Canku. That one was off the mark from Wildon. McLaughlin gonna pull up, won't get it to fall. Neal handing it off to McLaughlin inside. Great play there from the Tide, and Kyler Haynes now sitting at 27 points and 8 rebounds in this one, leading all scorers. Back up the floor now, run the point. Finding Jordan McLaughlin from the elbow, knocking it down. Mark McLaughlin, I should say, apologies. Lefieux. And that one takes a couple of tumbles before ending up finding its way home.
Lefieux with his left hand. You always love to see the southpaw shoot it. Exciting stuff every time, out of the ordinary.
Here's Njai. Spinning, impressive take there, and he gets it to fall for 2 more points. Neal. Ndai. Neal. Ndai. Oh, wanted the one-hand monster slam. Won't get it, though. Dedric Boyd going to take it the other way now to Grady Canku. Tries to sneak in underneath himself and gets it to go on the lay. Myrick. Neal. Pulling up for 3 is good there. Money from Hugh Gibson for the Rogues. But he just kept getting pulled out of games early because the Rogues kept winning by 50, 60, all those things. So now that he's able to actually get an extended run on the floor, big 3 there. It's good from Taquan Cascard. His first 3 of the night, he was 0 for 4 leading into that. He's finally playing the minutes that allows him to be on the floor for long enough to just be able to grab 10 rebounds. Here's Neal up, one-handed slam is
breathing right on him, way too close for comfort.
Myrick looking at the clock, realizing there's still a little bit of time left here. Rejected! But it's put back and put back home by now Brandon Neal.
At Miles Roper in the chat, good game, Rogues. True.
Dedric Boyd not able to get that one to fall, and Myrick will take it down the other way and finish it off in transition for the Tide. This one out, the Newfoundland Rogues win their 4th straight at home. The Tri-City Tide came to town in their first ever game as a professional club. They put up a mighty fine effort against a basketball Super League giant like the Newfoundland Rogues. Full on credit to Tri-City.